So in this video I'll be finalizing my playthrough of the game Tiny Thor. So these are the final stages and the final scenes of the game. So at this stage basically you are supposed to fight that ice giant that's in the background, but then Loki has created a clone of yourself that is chasing after you, and this was the most frustrating and hardest part of the game because it's like the clone is following all of your movements and it's just doing the same things you're doing, so you kind of have to predict yourself and prevent yourself from hitting yourself, something like that. So here we can kind of say that the clone is chasing you, and as you can see here I'm trying my best to run away, but it's one of those things. I think this stage took the longest amount of time. It probably took me like, I don't know, close to an hour, I would say. This was really confusing, but after a while I was like, okay, I think I got this. So the clone is chasing me and I'm trying to destroy that purple block up there, but the hammer is not bouncing in the direction that I want, and that is really annoying. But after a while, as you can see, I'm kind of figuring it out. But it's definitely, this part is definitely hard because also you have to remember Thor can only double jump. This would be easier if I had like a triple jump or something, but in this case I just can only double jump and dash. So this took a very long time, as you can imagine. But anyway, I made it through that section, and just when you thought things were getting tough, things keep on getting tougher. Like here, this was okay, but the next part is really confusing, where you have to dash, jump, activate crystal, dash, jump, activate crystal, dash down. So the constant dashing and jumping was really confusing. I didn't even bother to go get that red crystal. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm just going to run away from the evil clone chasing after me. So somehow we made it to the top, and as always it keeps on getting tougher each stage and each part, but this part was actually not that hard, to be honest. But the part that follows after this, the constant bouncing of the hammer back and forth, left and right, and waiting for those purple and orange pillar crystals to disappear and reappear, was really confusing. And then here it's like the same as the previous part we just completed. The only difference is that it's going from left to right. No, we're going up and down, sorry, not the hammer itself. Yeah, but here I didn't know what to do, so I kept on messing up here and I had to do it so many times, and then I was like, okay, I'll just run in the opposite way that I was doing before. And we're still getting chased, but this is doable because here we're just sliding and jumping, which is what we've been doing the whole entire time at this ice levels. So this was not really all bad, this was just okay. But yeah, we're sliding, we're jumping, and we're going higher and higher up the mountain. Yeah, so we have made it to the top. We're crossing a bridge that is destructible, and we have to use that thing that we've been doing all along, the hammer forming an ice path and stuff. So this was kind of fun, I would say. This was a cool concept, and it was one of those things that I enjoyed about the game. So it was cool that they still put it here, even though you're being chased and the stakes are high. But anyway, it's still cool. So we have made it towards the end, and now we just have to make it to the right side of all that mess, as you can imagine. So ghosts keep on forming here and there. Just keep on dashing and keep on running. Don't look back and don't run backwards. Like, just keep going, honestly. And the ice clone, sorry, the evil clone is gone, and now we have to battle Loki. Loki himself, as you can imagine, is not even that strong. He's weak, and I knew he would be weak once he had to create that evil clone of myself that's chasing after me. But I guess he put up kind of a fight. He's just throwing so many projectiles, and I'm just trying to avoid getting hit by all of them. But the good thing is that at this point you also have the multi-projectile hit yourself. So as you can see, it's still doing so much damage to Loki. Like, as much as he's hitting me, I'm hitting him back, and probably even harder. But yeah, here we go. So Loki tries to do something else with his projectiles, and there's that evil shadow clone thingy chasing me around, but I'm not really afraid of that. Plus I have a dash jump, So this Loki battle was, I would say that it was kind of a bit underwhelming. I was expecting much from Loki. I don't know the lore, Thor's lore, how strong Loki is in the original story or whatever, but I was expecting him to put up more of a fight than this, I would say. But yeah, after a couple of hammer throws, we defeat Loki, and here we just have to throw the hammer back and forth and defeat him. And pretty much not a very tough boss battle, let's be honest. Like, we've defeated Loki here, and then after defeating Loki, we have to smash this giant mirror. So Tiny Thor thinks he's helping, but he's just making things really so much worse. And after like a brief dialogue with Loki, we find out that we've released this evil dragon into the world, and we've captured the last relic thingy, and we get another flashback from that. So yeah, now that we've released an evil dragon into the world, Tiny Thor suggests that he's going to go and battle the dragon himself instead of asking his dad and the other gods to assist him with this problem, because he's the one who created this mess and he plans on solving it by himself. So yeah, here we're just making it through this lava stage, and we're making our way towards the dragon itself. So this path was interesting. I would say the lava is scary, but as you can see, I'm just bouncing around, and we're approaching the dragon. The dragon's name I think is Yggdrasil, but don't take my word for it because I don't know what language this is. Is it German or whatever? But I don't really know how to pronounce these words. Anyway, as you can see here, I am just trying to avoid getting eaten by the dragon. This boss was really hard the first time, but after a while I was like, nah, wait, this is easy, I've got this. So he destroys the platforms and he's hiding up above. Now the problem is that those leaves that I'm climbing on are not moving in the best way possible. Yeah, and then also the multi-hammer throws are not destroying those orange whatever ghost things the way I want them to. But yeah, also the dragon can only be hit by this downward slam attack. Other than that, you cannot hit it. Like if you throw the hammer at it, it's not going to take any damage. Like you're not doing anything. But yeah, here we're just trying not to get hit by that. I don't know if that's acid or spit or whatever it is, but yeah, we're just trying not to get hit challenge. And here we slam, and then it starts again back to that bouncing part, and we do that again and again. And now it's time for the final part, the part 2 of the boss, where it's encircling you in itself. And like I said, the only way to hit the boss is through the downward slam attack, but when you hit it with the normal hammer throw, it kinda expands and gives you space, as you can see. So now the only thing I can do is try to slam onto the boss, which it's kind of hard because the movement here, you're like trying not to get trapped, but then you're also trying to like land these downward slams properly. But after doing it over and over and over again, you can imagine, I think I got the hang of it. And yeah, we have defeated the final boss, Yggdrasil, and Jormanger, whatever it's called, the snake dragon thing. So we've defeated it, and the two ravens congratulate us. We're back to the place where we messed up those relic things from their places, and now we're throwing them back into the original holders, and the rainbow bridge is forming again, which is what we were aiming to do. Like that was the goal, that was the plan. And yeah, we get flashbacks from Dad and everybody else. And also Thor made it back in time for his birthday, so he's back here at his birthday party. And this basically concludes the game, and that was the story of Tiny Thor. I think I kind of enjoyed this game. I would actually rate it highly. For me, if I were giving it a review, I'd probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. It was a game that I really enjoyed. It had some really specific and tight mechanics in some places, which was kind of annoying, but I guess that was the fun of the game, because it didn't really have like, it didn't really have a hard mode. So yeah, so here I'm just replaying the puzzle stages, and Also, there are some bloopers at the end, so enjoy that.